Yeah, but I'm hoping. My hope is that mental health is that it works like vampires. Like
you kill
when I
the
get,
head one
I
and
get,
the rest
yeah, the rest of it will feel less awful.
Well, it's definitely like vampires in a sense where I feel like I invited a lot of this shit.
Hey everybody, welcome back to the NSFW Mental Health Podcast. I'm Chris Ball.
I am John Armstrong.
John,
Yes.
how are you doing this week?
I am well. This is a late night one, America. I'm coming from work, so all this is happening after midnight. So.
Yeah, and we usually we record on Fridays. This is a Wednesday. It'll be out Monday, but
it'll work.
You're going out of town?
Yeah, doing a little Chicago-ness.
Yeah. So, and this is I'm usually doing this like right after therapy.
Oh,
like
yeah.
the night of, and I haven't been yet, but
so everything's still corked in the bottle. You haven't like let it out.
No, I'm good though.
that was like should I wear a condom? I'm good. I don't know. I'm not assured.
No, I had an educational week, and
you sent me some stuff. Are we gonna get into that?
Yeah, we can.
Okay, yeah.
But yeah, I had some big revelations this week about myself. And
how did it feel? Was it like felt good, like, or was it just like like more low, like more shit to tackle, like?
Yeah, at first, but it's also like putting it all together was like kind of a like I don't feel much better about it, but
yeah.
I know what direction like therapy needs. Like it's just more pieces of a puzzle.
Yeah,
and yeah, it's like you get excited, like not excited, but you're like, oh, these pieces all fit. And then you look at the picture and you're like, oh fuck. Yes. I'm a fucking monster.
Picture of me.
Yeah. I have horns.
Yeah, it's a picture of me. Here's a phrase I learned this week. Just trying to unpack, attachment style and relationship and just going forward, me not wanting to enact any bullshit on anybody while not getting into bad patterns. Regulating your nervous system through other people. I realize I've been guilty of that. Like, yeah, I was monogamy guy and girlfriend forever and stuff like that. And there's Venn diagrams that none of this is a one-to-one, but that did ring true of like some of my boyfriendness was just me just
yeah,
because I used to have a joke with somebody.
Well, and if you're both doing that,
yeah, and they were talking about that. It was like that's one of the reasons why when you fall, you both fall so hard, because a lot of what you're recognizing in the other person, Carl Jung, your shadow, is the shit that you wish you had. And so she's like, ooh, I like that. And you're like, ooh, I like that.
Yeah.
But then the other fucked up thing is there's resentment behind that thing you envy too.
Because you don't like yourself.
Yeah. So after a while, then you start having resentment with this person because it's like this whole thing that I want, and it comes easier for them.
I here's another way to sum it up, I think. This is like my cycle I've picked up on, and I want to be clear. Everything I say about relationships on here can apply, like 95% of it can apply to like 8 to 10 different people.
Yeah. Same. Like I'm not unloading on a particular
singling
person.
anyone out or anything. But and
this is more the mirror to me of how I react to these people who I attract. Yeah,
But it did take me 20 years and like a recent bad experience to be like, oh fuck, that's what I do.
Yeah.
And it's like, and then going back and like the cycle and the things I was attracted to and the things, that I ended with the way things end and all the triggers and everything. And so that's what I was taught, is putting it all together and taking a look at yourself is oof.
That regulating yourself through your nervous system through another person, that shit hit me like a ton of bricks. I
Yeah.
used to have this inside joke with somebody I was with, this could be anybody, but like Patrice O'Neal had this great joke about men want to be alone, but we don't want to be by ourselves. And like this person I was with, she used to always insinuate that in certain words. So when I first heard that joke from Patrice, I sent it to her, and she was like, "Oh my God, that is so you." But when I heard that thing about regulating your nervous system through, so that's partially what that was. It's like I don't want somebody on top of me, but I don't want to be. But please don't let me be by myself.
Yeah, and a lot of the that man advice, and like even some of Patrice's stuff, I'm realizing like this week, processing some stuff, like the whole like that's what it is when it's like they just want to feel safe around you, and you try to be that and that is.
But they have subconscious things that they do that they're not realizing that they do, because a woman gets attracted to you for whatever reason, and then she gets with you, and this is very paint with a broad brush, but there is a psychological true element to it, that whole women try to change men, and in that happening, once she gets you, or at least on the path to this better man that she wants you to be, she's not attracted to that. Like on the surface, she thinks she's attracted to it. You know what I mean? Because you're doing this, that, and the other. But there's a certain amount of yes, you should be emotionally available. Like, yes, you should show up for people. But at the same time, there are certain things in doing that take it just fucks up the polarity.
I think
and you all and she doesn't get to defer to you in a certain way. And you might become maybe a better communicator or this, that, and the other, but then now you're friends and roommates, and there's no. But that's also too because sometimes the initial attraction in that was not the best. I mean, there was attraction, but it was coming from again.
Yeah.
I recognize this in you that I kind of hate myself, but on a subconscious primal level, it just makes me horny. And then once you fuck that out for a little while, then you just got these two personalities that you're just like, oh.
Yeah, because it was never the correct personalities in the first to mix in the first. It was when it's all your shadow stuff that you're both doing. And
but the other thing you realize too is, in a good way, I mean, that these things will. This is why, like, I don't believe in God, but like the universe or whatever, like the universe or circumstance will keep bringing people to you like that, because it's kind of God, universe, or whoever's way of, you're not going to get past this. I'm going to keep throwing this at you until you recognize this and you level up past it.
But the more simple explanation than the universe, that's
cosmic thing.
Yeah, those are the ones you look at and go, oh, I like this one.
Yeah.
I mean, that's what it is. You're just running into people all the time. Because there's in between, there's people that you might hook up with or something, and it's just they're not damaged in their way that appeals to that side of you.
Yeah, but in that their attraction isn't as high either. So those are the ones that are like, eh.
Yeah. So that's what it's not the universe. It's a confirmation bias of like.
True that. Yeah.
These are the people I'm attracted to, and every single time that they have,
it's like the universe threw that McDonald's at me. It's like, no, you just like the smell of fries and bacon. The universe put a McDonald's right here. It's like, no, you're just noticing something you really like.
Yeah, you knew it was there.
In front of you right now.
You know the menu by heart.
Touche. Fair. I'll take that.
But I think like a lot of that advice is tailored the way it is because it's like men do this and women do that. I don't think that's really, it's a generalization.
Yeah.
Because I do, like, from my end, it's the same thing. You're both seeking, like, something that soothes your nervous system, whether it's like feel safe or it makes you feel
Well,
like an
we've talked about
attractive
that
dude.
before.
Or,
That is the problem. Like, and those are some of those assholes who go to therapy and just therapy speak you to death, but they're still
yeah,
toxic. There is a way, and I'm trying to be cognizant of that you can just pathologize any human behavior.
yeah,
There's a word for how we're talking to each other sitting right now. Well, his legs and body language, blah, blah, blah. You know what I mean? So you can
yeah.
pathologize anything. So it is, you do have to be
But
mindful
yeah,
and do I have a microscope on every single thing? Like, should I like zoom out on some of this? Like,
I think when your nervous system is involved, you should.
yeah.
I think, I think what pathologizing it does, analyzing it, is like you have, like, I have to I have to come up with like some hard boundaries for myself,
Yeah.
and then like I have to make me do them, because I don't, and I don't just ignore red flags. I wipe my dick on red flags.
Well, here I recognize what you're saying. Like, you have to. I was talking to my stepdad about this, and we were talking about because he had to pick me up because I don't have a car. Judge me. Fuck you. I live in an urban environment, and I got rid of my car. So I ride my bike around because I'm downtown and I'm close to these like neighborhoods that are close to downtown Cleveland. So I ride my bike a lot. And he was like, "Oh, you should get one of those electric scooters." And I was like, "Yeah, I was thinking about getting one, but like I kind of like the bike because it makes me exercise. I got to kind of put myself in certain positions to make my like I am prone to laziness. So I don't need a scooter because that will feed into that thing. To your point of like you have to put yourself in uncomfortable situations because sometimes if you're left to your own devices, then like my default state is procrastination and laziness.
Yeah.
So like I do certain things to put myself in a position to where I have to be either physically active, mentally active, whatever I have to do to be like, John, you want to defer to procrastination. So I'll tell you what, you can't smoke weed until you do your workout. You can't eat or do this until you make this video or book this thing. You know what I mean? Because if I don't, then I'm so easily. That's why
Yeah.
I put off getting these fucking tickets to go on this Chicago trip forever. Then I look it up and I'm like, oh yeah, it's $1 million
Yeah.
just to stay in a shitty place. I should have explored this earlier, but procrastination is a thief. I shall forge ahead. And that was the other thing too. I had a quick thing in my mind where I could just reschedule this whole thing because my money's all tight and stuff. But I was like, no, I gave my word on stuff. I have certain stuff set in stone. And then on top of that, like that's the other thing. When I do poor planning, I try to make myself go through it because it's like you need to feel the consequences of your actions, John. Like you did this, get through it. You can't wait for the ideal situation, and it's not going to be as bad as you think. That's the other thing I'm doing. I'm catastrophizing in my mind. Let's get through it, and then through this, we'll learn what works, what to do, and then we'll learn what not to do. So.
Yeah, that is how you learn things.
Hey man, if adulthood's hard. We talked about this, America. Me and Chris were in the bubble. We were out of the bubble. We're learning life, and yes, I should have had these lessons. In my
I was gonna say that's how you learn things, but if what you're learning is emotional regulation and your triggers in relationships and all those kind of things, like big emotional things, the trial and error is brutal.
Well, the one I told you, that's one of the other phrases that hit me is the ability to sit with yourself.
Oh, I don't like it
at all. At all. My constant dopamine grab of phone porn, which I cut out, weed, alcohol, and women, and just, you know what I mean, and trying to distract. Even when I'm being healthy, I'm like, oh, I'll go for a run. Let me go work out. Let me go do something that just makes me not deal with shit.
I'm slowly jumping on the no porn.
It's hard. but you like that. But no, it's not as hard as I thought it was, because it was starting to affect me in real time situations. But the other thing that I started learning, this is another one I've learned, because I'm like super high sex drive. Fucking, I would joke about that on stage, like 47, still jerking off all the time and just horny and blah blah blah. Look at me, this inferior man. And then I started realizing, yeah, that's true, but yes, and a lot of that came from this a high horny sex drive thing. Part of that is the ADHD thing, which I got to get looked at. But the other part too is the same as smoking or anything else. You're trying to fill an emptiness. And it didn't necessarily feel that way, because I'm physically horny. I want to come. but your mind keeps deferring to that, because it's like path of least resistance. You know there's things that you should be doing. You should be working on yourself and these other things, but you're not doing that. But your body is craving. Your mind and your body is craving you to do something to completion, and then that becomes the easiest thing.
Well, and it's also like, even if you, because like I use it for like maintenance. I don't like watch it for hours, or like, it's just kind of like,
it's a visual aid that just to help me fucking masturbate and come. And on top of that, fucking the whole, like, again, we're in our 40s, like a fucking an empty prostate's a healthy prostate. I'm doing this to keep the cancer away.
It's almost a chore.
Yeah.
And so I haven't. I've never thought of it as a thing that affected me. But you do, whatever your category is, you get to the end of it, and you're like Alexander. Like, I've no more things to conquer.
Yeah. I've seen it all. Another thing happened.
Like, I cannot watch a video with the two people in it anymore.
Let's get somebody else in this room. More.
Yeah.
No, I've looked at some depraved shit, and which probably would still be vanilla in another person's eye. But I found something happened to me. I was in an intimate situation, and it was outside of love, so this was just lust, and everything was great, but then, like, my dick wasn't like in it, so then I'm like, oh shit, let me get back in the game, but immediately there's a naked individual in front of me. I'm seeing all the visuals that you want to see, and then I start thinking, ooh, that one scene where that girl was. I'm like, so my brain is automatically just, and not even consciously, by default. And I realized I was doing that. And that was the other thing too. It was such a pull with my arousal that I was either like too aroused, and then you're trying to slow yourself down so you're in it. Or like I'm like chugging away, like,
that's
I'm
usually what it is.
My fucking erection if I don't fucking, and then then I got my eyes closed, like thinking about shit and not thinking about
like when you almost do, and but you stop, then you never do.
Yeah. That's rinse and repeat. That's my dick. Yeah.
I think I have a theory, and I think what porn does to my brain is that when I'm actually like intimate with someone, it's all emotion. Like, it
oh yeah,
all the weird horny stuff gets out in the other place, and then this is all like, this all has to mean something now. And yeah, I like, in a weird backwards way. Like, does that make sense?
Yeah. Because that's it. That's the other thing that has happened too. Is I don't want to talk about a lot of this because I don't want to. But like putting emotion into, like, you there's more of it if you're getting that, like, perverted part of it kind of on your own. Wait. I love for clarity. There's more emotion with an actual partner that's there. What we're saying.
I think I have the, like, I'm saying I have the reverse. Well, maybe it's just a theory right now. I just thought of.
You love porn stars, but you hate people.
No, the opposite. Yeah, because of porn, when it's real, I'm relying all on the emotion of it.
Yeah.
And not the so having that,
because you want an emotional connection, but it does make these sexual connections that you so heavily put all of this emotion into. So when things start to go wrong with that, like it's intertwined with your sex and
well,
your release and your
I'm learning a lot of people go into things only expecting it to last a certain amount of time, anyways, and you don't want
And when
to.
your emotions are, I used to always joke around like that with partners of the past, and I would be like, I'm like a girl. When I used to always say I'm a girl when it comes to sex, because I could feel myself like
Yeah.
doing this more than I actually was working on a joke like that. As much as like they talk about like women and can't be in situationships because women catch feelings because just the anatomy and they have to take you in, and women, I think that, again, this is broad brush, but I think, in my opinion, women are way better with sex and not getting attached because of probably they know how much of assholes men can be, so they're ahead of it quicker than we are.
I think
That's been my experience. Like they emotionally regulate, and they know how to separate their pussy from their mind very well. I just started learning how to separate my mind from my dick, and even that is holding my breath. I'm like, there's a lot of.
I think, and it's probably smart, but I think when someone's building a case for you, they are also building a case against you.
Oh yeah.
Just in case.
Oh yeah.
So when something happens, they go, well, there was this thing, there was that thing, there was that one and that one. And to be honest, I do the same thing. Like it's ignoring red flags.
Yeah.
And I'm super guilty of it. And
emotional regulation, it's one of the things I was seeing. They were saying that it's like the ignoring red flags, and it's like, because it was talking about when you deal with avoidance, and it was like what do I see myself dealing with this type of behavior in the future? Would that be all right? You know what I mean? Just, is it okay that communication is this disjointed, and am I supposed to am I leaning in because I'm being needy, or am I compromising a part of myself because this was all talking about dealing with avoidance, so it might not necessarily apply to every situation that you've had in a relationship, but once you start knowing how to ask these questions before the ball gets rolling too far, before you start getting that limerence and all this of just being on somebody, it's like, why are you doing this? Why are you putting up with this? Why are you putting this person through this? Because that's the other thing. Very easy to, I'm putting up with this, and she's doing this, that, and the other. But what are you doing to lock her in?
Well, for me, one of the revelations, I was like, oh fuck. I ignore them, and then when they point out mine, it's like, but I ignored you. Like it's not like I don't say it. I just like, I think I almost expect it, where it's like, well, yeah, but you did. It's like the gotcha thing in politics. Like it's dumb, and it's not healthy in any way, and it's good that people don't go when they don't.
Yeah.
When they do, it lasts for 10 or 11 years.
Yeah.
And you're miserable the whole time, and then you are miserable leaving. And
America, story time. I have 2 older sisters, and then we used to, no, I have 2 older sisters, and I'm not going to say which one this was, but we used to have this thing. It was kind of a mutually assured destruction. Like, one of my sisters was like really good. We were all good in school, but once we got to a certain point, teenage years, me and my one sister, we started just being just bad teenagers, But we had this mutually assured destruction. I knew she was cutting school all the time. She knew I was cutting school all the time. But we both would never say anything because we didn't want to get in trouble with our mom. And you can get into that, to your point of like, well, I didn't say anything about yours, so I didn't expect you. You know what I mean? It's like it's this unspoken on, like, we won't talk about this thing that we're doing just as long as we can get whatever whether it be dopamine or just, me and my sister cutting school and just being able to be out. We can do our bullshit without anybody bringing up the fact that, hey, we're doing some bullshit.
Yeah.
I won't talk about bullshit, and you don't I won't
I've
talk about your
also-
bullshit, you don't talk about my bullshit, and then we get to keep doing this bullshit. and that's the deal. And at a certain point, one party, something's gonna happen, and it's like first 48, and both of you are in different rooms, and they bring out the bucket of chicken like, hey,
Yeah.
he's on some bullshit, ain't he?
I had one where we celebrated the bullshit. Like it was real, like, and
that level of toxicity.
I mean, like initially, and then all of the fights were about that, but it was still that, like, almost agreed on, like, we both know that we're really fucked up here.
Yeah.
But we're both addicted to being like that, like being like this, and then eventually,
a couple who
I will say I was
drugs together. It's like we're gonna quit eventually, but let's get high today.
The two out of like 4 situations I can think of, 2 of them I left, and 2 of them I was asked to leave. So I'm batting 50-50.
500. That's pretty good. You'd be one of the best players, actually.
But yeah, that's what this week's been. It's just been a lot of like finally looking at something realistically and being like, I guess I missed something, or I didn't miss them. I just let them go, and I pushed through some things, and then as it added up, the trigger got like, oh, I'm a crazy person now.
Yeah. Yeah.
And it's across the board enough that I'll say it's an inconsistency thing that like builds
inconsistency outside of you that builds something in you, or your inconsistency that
it's the other person and like a flakiness or inconsistency, and it's been everyone.
But you play into that, and that's why
there's something about it, yeah.
Specifically that avoidant, because I'm not, and this isn't anybody obvious. This is like a side quest that I had at a time that I will never bring up, but I had to deal with that, and like avoidant type shit, and like breadcrumbing type shit, and gaslighting, and just all this, and one of the things that made sense, there was like, you know why this works? It's the same principle that gambling is based on. That's why gambling works. It's the way you train a dog. Because when you have just enough inconsistency, on the surface, the mind would think it would make you not fuck with it, but it pulls the human brain in.
Yeah.
It pulls you in. So
well, and it's also like there's childhood things that make you more prone to it, and
because this is the type of love that I know. I don't know steady love.
Inconsistent, and then when they're changing plans a lot or things like that,
I know
when
love,
they do
and
come through,
sitting on the curb like, here they come, and any moment, and he said it's coming, he's coming, and then you're quiet.
Yeah.
And then just like fuck the world.
And then when they do come, you're like, yay!
Look at all this stuff I got.
You made it.
Yeah. and then your brain's like, okay, this is what love is. This is what we'll look for. Oh God.
Yeah.
Oh, in other news, I spread my father's ashes in the river on Sunday.
I'm sorry to hear that, but did we both realize that this week?
I have faith. This podcast is growing. I've liked all the likes we've been getting. I've been getting good feedback. But as people are going to sit back and watch and or listen, they're just going to be like, they are way too old to be figuring all this shit out.
Absolutely.
We're like we just found a good chili recipe. Like,
I
really? You just got a good chili recipe.
I am 100% posting stuff that I'm sure most people I know are looking at like, you're just learning these words.
This is called a clitoris.
Not that.
No, but just, shit that,
Yeah.
we should.
Oh, you just heard about limerence?
Oh my God, dude. Kinda.
Yeah, I don't know. I've been busy.
Like,
and
we didn't have this shit at our fingertips, all right? Jesus.
Yeah, you can just
you don't know what you
Google
don't know.
all that. Like you can. I talked to Chat GPT.
Be careful. Just make some girl kill herself.
Yeah, it's very agreeable. You have to have a real therapist too.
Yeah,
you can't just ask it.
ChatGPT,
what's wrong with me?
Sucking your own dick in no time. I don't know. It's all right. And this is gross. This is almost like my comedy is my therapy. I know that's toxic, but like one of the things I have heard or I have been using and I am no way there with comedy either. So, but one of the things that helps me in comedy, I've had this approach of like. Because I'll have like younger comics come up to me and they're like, hey, I like this or that, and how do you do this or how do you do that, and I really want this, and or especially before the crowd work show. Bruton and Jimmy Graham do that crowd work show, which I love because you just get to go in front of the audience and just riff and do whatever, which really lays to my fucking just word salady brain anyway. And somebody was asking me advice like, how do you do that? And I'm just used to, and I was like, just don't think about it. Just empty your brain out. Don't be married to conclusions or try to force anything. And I remember I was like, wow, this applies so much to how it should apply to the rest of my like stop trying to force outcomes.
Yeah.
Stop trying to have the answer before it happens. Look at each situation as it comes. If it's not the ideal outcome that you want, don't beat yourself up because of it. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
But I'm like, how am I coming to these conclusions with comedy? But like,
you just described healthy boundaries.
Yeah. And then I'm like putting that and pasting it over like my relationships and approach to women, and then just my just interaction with the world and other people, and being just non-confrontation and just anxiety and all this other stuff. And it's like, yeah, stop being tied to certain outcomes. Stop if that negative outcome happens, like if I have a bad set, I suck. I know not to do that. That's laughable to me.
Yeah.
But I didn't realize I don't know how to do that in
relationships. But a set is one night. It's compressed. Yeah, it's a less intense dopamine hit. And
well, trust me, it is that. But I didn't realize. Like I said, I didn't even realize it until I heard myself saying it out loud when I was talking to another comic, and then I the energy that he had, I was like, oh, that's my energy when I'm talking to women. What about this? And what if this happens? And it's like, just who cares? Just calm down. This isn't an indictment on your character.
Yeah.
And and it just took me for like comedy. It's like, yeah, for sure, yeah. What if you bomb? Because that was the thing. I talked about it on this podcast of just having anxiety, and I used to have to meditate and do all this shit before shows because I have crushing anxiety, and I still do. But I got to a point to where it's like, if you bomb, it sucks, but it's not an indictment on your character. Just find out what you did wrong and then approach it a different way. And it's like, oh, you can do that with people.
If you're
I'm sorry.
If you're capable of like just being a normal person and not getting the dopamine thing and the whole
not regulating your emotions through ... which to what you were saying though, I mean, at a certain point we all are regulating our emotions, so that's another thing.
Well, I think I'll speak for myself. I'm I'm most attracted to people I can like really relate to. And the problem is that I'm really fucked up.
Yeah, so you really gotta,
So I
you gotta find a
relate
gym.
to
you gotta look for a shiny.
I relate to people, and I think they all know this in their own way. Like I relate most to and get most emotionally attached to people that are kind of fucked up.
Yeah.
Like with their own things that reflect whatever. I don't know if I'm trying to fix people or what the fuck.
I think here's another term I've heard before, but I heard it recently, and I was like, oh, that whole thing of what a Madonna is, a mother whore. Like, oh god,
I've had that thrown at me in an argument.
oh god, I want to fuck you like a filthy, filthy piece of shit, and then
Judge you
kind of
for it.
yeah, and judge you for it, and then be there for me. Be there for me. I need you. But yeah, but again, this is an undue burden that you should not be placing on a different partner. And on top of that,
I think that term is more like you have this double expectation.
yeah.
Yeah.
Well, and on top of that, it's like so this is the other thing that fucked me up is like learning about women, because I used to do this. Oh god, I was bad at this. Like pedestalizing women, and like I didn't realize I was doing it. You know, they whole putting the pistol on a pedestal, but like because that's the other thing. Growing up, single mom, house full of women, they're feminists. Just and so I'm a feminist or whatever or whatever, you know. And I thought when I transferred what I thought was that energy to relationships that I was, you know, holding women up and exalting them, but it's like they don't want that no more than me as a black person want some white liberal coming up to me like, yeah, and I voted for Obama. Do not like just it's a certain type of energy. It's like you're not making me feel better about me.
You're my black friend.
Yeah,
you're just my friend.
It feels like you think you know me and you don't. And the more you talk, the more I know you know nothing about this. And now I'm starting to wonder where this whole motivation of what you're doing is. And that was, you know, and that's where that nice guy energy and all this other shit comes from. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Because that's why women end up with bad guys. Because she's like, well, both of you want to fuck me. But he's a lot more upfront about it, even though he's an asshole. You're doing this whole white knighty, like, no, I get it, and I want to be, cause that's the other thing, Madonna mother whore. That shit would fuck me up too, because I would be intimate with women, and one of the things I love the most about intimacy, with women is, for one, just sex is, you know, good, but for two. And of course, women have to do this just because you can't outwardly project how you are sexually. But the way women are sexually, like you can take the nicest, like librarian type woman, and if you get her in enough of a heightened arousal state, it's a oh god, no porn can match that. The shit that comes out of their mouth, the things that they want, it's amazing. And I would get hypnotized by that shit.
Yeah.
And again, limerence and all this. So even after the comedy,
and then when it's over, I hear where I like have had is like you have to understand that's them. That's who they are in that situation. And that is how they are across with everyone they've ever been with or will be with.
It's not a reflection of you.
And it's
she's not doing this because you're some whatever guy that pulled out some magical whore of a woman. You didn't rub her fucking pussy genie and it came out. And I think a lot of men get in that with their ego, because that's why when you do learn that that's her, not you, and if you do have insecurities or jealousies, and then when you run into these people that they've been with, you're like, oh, all that stuff that made me feel special, she did all that with all them.
Yeah.
Which, if you have a shitty attachment style or a fragile ego or whatever, it hits you that way. Because guess what, motherfucker? All that horny shit you were doing with her, you did with other girls too. So none of you were having some flag on the moon experience.
It's normal human behavior, but you're not. Your nervous system is picking up on it as something else.
You're going to a restaurant, watching somebody eat meatballs and get mad because I thought my mother made the best meatballs. It's like, why can't I just enjoy meatballs at your mom's house and here?
Yeah.
But you put so much emotional investment in this one that nobody can enjoy anything outside of that.
This is another one of those things that people are probably watching. Like, these dudes are in their 40s.
Get off. We grew up with Reagan and the fucking crack era. All right, we remember before social media, we had kids young. I have a special needs son who's a fucking adult right now. You know the shit we went through. So no, I didn't learn about attachment styles.
I dropped out of high school and had kids when I was 19.
The last grade I finished was the fucking 9th. I didn't even get halfway through high school. So kiss my fucking ass. And I didn't have ChatGPT to cheat with. Why am I yelling at some imaginary Gen Z person? But it's just more old people like, well, we figured it out too, guys.
I had kids.
That's the thing, man. I've said that before, dude.
There's a lot of people that know that, you know, or they were just, I don't know, man. It's a combination of like not growing up in the information era, and also the times I have been to therapy has been for my kids.
Yeah,
like it's been all like family related and things like, it's never been like
centrally focused.
Yeah, and I mean, obviously, like I had longer relationships. They were toxic at times, but like you get into comfortable, runs of a couple of years, and then something will blow up for a little while, and I don't know. It just never. I just spent 5 years alone, like working on this shit. And my first time back out, my nervous system was like, "Get the fuck out of here, dude. We're not doing it."
Yeah.
You're gonna be crazy.
Oh. Yeah.
So
now I'm trying to. I don't know, man. You try to be aware, but you don't try to put a microscope on everything, but you don't want to ignore red flags. And it is. I remember. This is another time and person I won't bring up, but this is a situation. I was talking to this girl, and I was like, "You're crazy," and she started laughing, like, hey, whatever. I said, "How do you?" But then she said something to the effect of, "How do you know?" I was like, "Because I'm very sexually attracted." You ever see something about Mary fucking Magda and that dog Puffy? My Puffy only barks for the bad guys. Like my dick only gets hard for the crazy women.
You know what? Like actually got me through the 5 years of like not like, you know, like getting really involved with anyone.
Yeah.
Is that anybody that was attracted to me, I was like, that's suspicious. That's
but that's another thing, and that's another chicken egg scenario, snake eating his tail. Am I like projecting, or am I at least getting to the point to where I can recognize my triggers? Like, am I rejecting this person before they can reject me, or am I seeing this pattern before it hits too deep?
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Well, probably. And the other thing is, like, when I say 8 to 10 people, any of this could be, some of those, like, I did catch it, like, and I backed out of the situation. Like, there were times, like, it's not a linear growth. Like, it's,
you ever see somebody catch it in you and back off from you first? You're like, hey, I'm sorry.
Yes.
Like, I'm starting.
No, except for I didn't say I'm sorry. I said I'm sorry.
Yeah.
For hours.
That sucks. That sucks because everybody, how everybody has a different version of you, story of you, and it's like, oh fuck. She ran away before I could at least do some of my tricks of even if this don't work out, like, hey, I'm not that guy, but she walked away before I could even do that. She's like, like the T app. Just so you know, that one he's gonna
Or
he's gonna go crazy.
they run out screaming.
Yeah.
Like,
it's like I couldn't even smooth that one over. Like, God damn it. At least there's other ones out there who might feel kind of the same way, but at least they know they got to see the other side of me. Like oh, okay, he's like this, but he's like this, and you only got to see like the
triggered weird part at the end. Yeah.
So embarrassing.
It's humiliating. It is it's awful.
But we're learning, dude. Look at us.
I mean, I'm trying. Yeah, that's this is a big week. Like I just it's just some new pieces of information, and that I thought would make me feel worse, but I was like, you know what, this is actually helps me understand things more, and most of it was about myself.
I am getting better sitting with myself now, incrementally, and there's so much more to go. Hence me like smoking weed before I even got this. Yeah, I'm better sitting with myself. But like so I have gotten better with some of that, but at the same time, it's just I was telling somebody that today. It's like I had some stuff hit me this week to where you got to deal with that. But the thing about it is, since we are on this journey trying to get better, you have gotten a little better up here, but now this other shit. Not only do you have to deal with this, but there's the maintenance just to keep whatever you got up here. So does that make sense? Like,
yeah.
But because it just seems like so much work, because it's like it took me just to have the awareness of these patterns and certain words to put to these patterns and just language to put to what I'm doing, and then it's like, okay, don't do that, that's a trigger, don't do that, that's a trigger. And then while I'm like spinning all these plates, and somebody throws 3 more plates at you, like, catch those. Like, fuck, I'm about to drop these. Like,
yeah.
And then it just I had a bit of that this week, like just wobbling, trying to hold on to a little bit of progress.
I feel pretty good about what I figured out this week is a lot of those plates are like connected.
Yeah,
they're kind of on. They're all like there's a root. There's a bottom plate.
So it's even worse. It's that circus thing at the halftime show where it just gets taller and taller. You're like, how can he keep spinning? So it's not just one here. It's just a series of plates spinning on top of each other.
Yeah, but I'm hoping. My hope is that mental health is that it works like vampires. Like when I get the rest of it will feel less awful.
Well, it's definitely like vampires in a sense where I feel like I invited a lot of this shit. Sure, you can come in.
Yeah.
And then once it got here, then I'm well, why is this happening? Well, that's because that's what gets your dick hard.
Because you love vampires.
Yeah.
No one's a vampire. This is just funny.
Analogies. Protect the names and people from all our bullshit. We're not projecting. We're not blaming.
Yeah, it's just facts of like a series of again, like that's the biggest, like it's becoming more and more clear like what the cycle actually is.
Yeah.
And where it comes from and shit like that. And that's it feels big. It feels like a big deal to kind of put that together.
We're healed. Look at us doing it.
Yeah, I've been trying to save my mom for 30 years.
Same.
Yeah. Jeremy called it the Captain Save a Ho, but I don't think they're all hoes. I don't.
Well, that's that.
But it is
just applies to whatever.
Yeah.
So it's not in a more exchange of pussy for money thing. But no, that's another thing, and that's one of the things I saw you may have this type of attachment style if you grew up, young man watching your mom struggle, and then how that translates. Because some of these things that I was reading about, and it was how I am, but it was like, yeah, you get this from being an abusive, and I was like, well, my mom never abused me though. But then they started like saying like certain stuff. I was like, oh.
Yeah.
Like if you have to watch them struggle, or if she's in a position where she's not emotionally regulated, and again, not in a bad way. My mother's very loving. Like we had a calm, peaceful house.
But everybody has their shit going on, and
because that's the other thing that blind side of what you don't see. Because again, thinking in zeros and ones, it's not like this person's evil and this person's good. It's just it's certain things that you get used to again, and your brain just thinks that this is love and this is the pattern. And again, this is Madonna horse shit of shit I've taken into relationships with women, because I grew up with women, so I thought I knew women.
Yeah.
Because I see them all the time. I see them, but I didn't see them in the capacity of a relationship and and their female polarization against male or masculine energy. This was all a utilitarian, no gender roles. Like, we all took out the garbage, we all cleaned up. Everybody had, there's a flat, you got to fix the flat.
Yeah.
If something needs to be sewn, you sew it. So there was no, but I took that into so many relationships, and again, that was more. That's why I didn't think I was putting the pussy on a pedestal, even though that's what I was doing. Because in my mind, I'm doing the whole like, no, like, yeah, and women this and blah blah blah, and it's like, yeah, be that as it may, can you be a man in this relationship? A woman gives you a ride too many times. She does. It's not about feminism. After a while, she's like, "Can I sit in the passenger seat and you just take me to dinner without me deciding where it is, me driving there, and us going half on it?" It's like after a while, like, what are you? You're not my boyfriend. You're just some guy who thinks you deserve to be here because you're not hitting me. And again, generic liberal white guy to a black person is like, you just come with all these stupid ass talking points, but you're not doing anything materially to even address this person as a human. Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, I always think I'm like, I genuinely believe I'm like a concerned, and I'm like being helpful and all those things, but
saying the road to hell is paved with good intentions.
Well, I mean, I'll say it. There was a lot of abuse in my house growing up.
Yeah,
and it was like a lot of step parents, and so as an adult, I'm always like trying to make sure everything's okay for everybody, and so that bleeds into relationships, and like, don't be mad at me, or you might leave if I don't do this or that. And
that's where some of the comedian comes from, is like just trying to set the room.
Yeah, like trying to control the energy of the room. Yeah, and it also
I got that more through stuff that went on outside, just growing up in the ghetto, and like the way our schools were. Like, I was just always in a situation where somebody was trying to fuck somebody up, fight somebody, shoot somebody, and then I was like, guys, we don't have to do that. Like, that was just constantly my like energy.
On top of that, it was, I mean, this was like a very long time for an extended period of time, and on top of it, from before I can remember, every adult in my life as a child, a teenager, was fucking somebody behind somebody's back.
Yeah.
Everyone. And that also like mixed in with these other things is like a jealousy issue. Like, it's abandonment, and like, so like that's why like it manifests, like any inconsistency, flakiness, I read it a certain way. And that's what it's like, cool, I know now. What do I do with it when I'm all like emotionally?
Well, that's the thing. Like it's one thing to try to, stop certain things, and, But when something is tied into sexuality, it's hard to.
Yeah.
Because one of the things, and again, we're not whatever anybody, but growing up, the youngest, 2 older sisters, and my mom, like I would see that they're older than me, so I'm seeing them date and go through stuff before I do, and then like the ups and downs of it. You know what I mean? Pretty normal. I'm not putting my sisters out there, but like then my mom with my stepdad. But like again, I don't. I'm seeing them more as my family instead of as women. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So when I got with women, I just didn't know what I was doing, dude. I brought a totally different energy than I should have. You know what I mean? I didn't give them agency. I didn't in their decisions and their sexuality and their sexual arousal towards me, or even in their on the flip side of that, when we would argue, their anger towards me. It was just. Yeah, but I believe women and blah 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 blah. While not hearing a thing they say.
Yeah.
While not hearing a thing they're saying.
Yeah.
But thinking I'm a good guy because I'm not like one of those bad guys.
The agency thing too, because you want to. Because I thought of my mom as a victim, and didn't give her the agency of like, oh, she knows what the hell is happening here. Like, this is her fault too.
And this is a human being with motivations and their own, you know what I mean?
Their own trauma responses and reason, yeah, and all of those things. Like, I'm not saying it to be shitty to her,
No.
like anybody. It's just what happened. And so, yeah, I mean, it all plays into like when I'm in a relationship, part of me is assuming that's gonna happen.
Yeah.
And it sucks.
No. I'm here. It's like this is a lot, dude.
Yeah.
Not even in a bad way. Just in a. You just don't realize how much is going. I mean, people talk about this, the subconscious and all this, but how much of that is really pushing your thoughts and your motivations and what you're really doing. I have without,
and it's like when you start like going, oh fuck,
Yeah.
it feels your skin. It made my skin crawl.
Yeah,
dude.
because
Like,
it's one thing when you find out shit about other people. Oh, that bitch is doing this, but if you're vulnerable and open enough to see the shit that you're doing, and you just
yeah, ugh.
I'm that guy. Yeah.
And it man, yeah, because when you see this shit in other people, you're like, what a fucking douchebag. And you're like, you think people are just assholes, but like when it's you, you're like, but wait, there's all this stuff behind it, and it's the intent versus impact. It doesn't matter what's behind it. It matters how you impact people.
Yeah.
And I mean, it matters to that person, and you learn as best as you can and move on.
Pivoting in celebrity news, Tom Segura and Christina P are getting divorced. She had
I seen that.
She had some quote that she said that was pretty profound, not over the top, but she was just talking about, she kind of figured life out, and it was about, I'm paraphrasing, so I might get this wrong, but like about, your life, purpose of your life is just realizing, there's a certain amount of suffering that you're going to go through, and you have to deal with that, and your whole job is not to deal with that so that you don't put that on other people and make them suffer. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Basically, like dealing with our shitstorm so that we're not coming to other people and then having this generational fucking trauma. Because that's the other thing. It's like I'm not going into, but you can, and this is when you find out stuff that your parents did that was, nefarious, and through stuff that and other stuff that they did that they didn't even know they did. Because I'm finding that I didn't get my kids, I didn't do this, that, and the other, but it's like if you have unhealed generational trauma, guess what?
Yeah.
And that was one that really hit me because I was like, oh my God, I didn't.
Yeah, like what weird shit did I pass on? Yeah.
Like they're precious, they don't deserve that. Like they don't. and I'm done talking about that. But like, but again, you're suffering, not getting on somebody else and making them. So it's like, keep your trash in your yard, clean it up as much as you can, and try to not have your shit blowing into other people's.
Yeah.
'Cause it ruins the neighborhood, people.
You guys for a minute.
Yeah, it's intense, man. It's and then everybody has their shit too, and you're drawn to people with shit, and you're just throwing shit at everybody's just throwing shit at each other.
Here's a good news, no porn thing is again, I don't want to. Ladies, I'm just as horny as I was. But like, there has been a shift. Like,
is it a less nasty thing?
No, I'm still gross, but it's like it's still there's just, again, it's the jokes on you thing. I don't have as much invested in it's not that I don't care, but I'm not looking for my self-worth, and I'm not, if I'm just, if this thing happens, yay, and if it doesn't happen, it's not the end of the world. I'm not waking up fucking grinding my pillow, which I kind of do, but not like I've just brought the sexual temperature down and realizing where my actual sexual energy is, and what is just me trying to just A, numb something, B, chase dopamine, C, make up for somewhat of a sexual arrested development, because I was in all these, long-term relationships that I used to do that. I would get with women and I would just kind of like, I hope I don't look like this unexperienced guy because I've been in this, you know what I mean? Just
the long-term
bringing sexual
things
baggage
back to back because you can't stand to be alone because you hate yourself, so you're like immediately moving on. And I've done it a handful of times.
Resentment towards partners you have because they were healthy enough to be able to date when they wanted to and not date when they didn't want to.
Yeah,
you know what I mean? Yeah.
No, I train hopped for 20 years, and I mean that's another part of it, is like another reason, like the reason you could be in your 40s and miss this is you think it's these other people when you're both toxic. You blame a lot of it, not even just blame it on them. I always was like, ooh, that was a bad combination.
Yeah.
And that's true, but I didn't take as much responsibility for my ingredients.
Well, that's the thing,
thing is I should have, or like as much, I didn't analyze it as much until like the last few years. And I started thinking I had a handle on it and tried again, and I was like, "Ooh, those are the same ingredients as before."
It's one of those things too, where it's like two things can be true at one time. It's like, yeah, you could be pointing out like somebody's flaws and what they did to you, and it could be a glaring thing that they've done to you, and yeah, that's good that but you're so focused on that, you're not even addressing your part in this, what they see. So it's very easy to slip into
when it lines up in a way that like their toxicity was more hurtful than you think yours was. You feel justified in just writing it off as like, well, we weren't, it just didn't work out in the end, or whatever. You tell yourself. You don't tell yourself enough, like, here are the things I did.
Yeah, it's like you get mad at somebody for physically punching you in the fucking face and it hurt, and it's way more visceral, and you can, like, everybody can see it and there's pain, but then you not acknowledging a psychological hurt that you gave to somebody, and it's like, well, yeah, that physical pain might have hurt, but do you realize the psychological thing that you did to them is going to stick with them way longer than after that pain of you getting punched in the face dissipates? So you can play victim good guy in this just because your pain is more immediate and easier to be seen, but the little shit you did to this person, you know how long it's gonna take
Yeah,
to
and I
get that
mean,
out
and
of them.
that's the thing that like that passing trauma along is like you're passing it back and forth too, and not picking up on it because it blends in with
Charlemagne the
yours.
God talked about that in his mental health thing. He was talking about specifically in the black community, but the phrase that he used is redistributing pain.
Yeah,
It's just how you'll see that in I mean, you grew up poor in Georgia, like just in these that's how like ghettos, fucking trailer parks, whatever the fuck. That's how these things happen because sociologists and psychologists have said that that's the reason people kind of really change when they go off and go to college or go off and go because you're literally getting in a different environment.
yeah,
There, you can throw all the money you want to in the hood or in whatever, but I'm not indicting people saying that the hood is dysfunction and outside of the hood is not dysfunction. I'm just saying somewhere where you can outwardly just see dysfunction, not that
yeah.
everybody is participating in it. You could have a lot of good faith and try to help these people, but if you don't give people the opportunity to be out of that environment so that they can really start doing it, it's the old, giving somebody a winning lotto
Well,
ticket, but they're broke in 5 years.
even when you do get out of it, you don't. I guess again, this is because I had and I don't want to keep blaming. I'm not blaming it on my kids. It was a huge side quest. But because
You're the villain on Scooby Doo.
because I immediately
had a good faith. It wasn't for you kids.
because I immediately jumped into adulthood a few years after getting out of that. I set it all aside. And it came out in my relationships and things during that time, but it was never. I didn't have time to analyze it. It's just.
And again, on the outside looking in, that whole you can't see the picture when you're inside the frame. When you're in it, you're just seeing your experience of it. So, to your point of like growing up, abuse, like just to from what I went through, like I went through enough shit to where I knew I did stuff to other people, but it was grossly outmatched to the shit that I've been through and that I saw.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah, and
it was hard for me to even process.
It like well, I'm trying to think of the fucking word. It throws it off balance. It's your whole thing is off balance of what is like what's normal and not, and what's
I remember I was talking about a past relationship, which is this could be anybody, but and I was just talking about how this person is crazy and they did all this stuff to like fuck up my life and stuff like that, and then it was like I had like a rub. I'm like, John, you cheated on her.
yeah.
You know what I mean? Like, do you know what that does to a person's sense of trust?
I do.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And so maybe this person was a bitch. Maybe this person did that. Maybe this person even cheated on you. Who knows? But let's just say for scorecard for what both parties know, you did that. You did something that can literally ruin a person's trust, a person's self-esteem, self-worth, and you're harping on. And then she stopped sucking my dick. Yeah. God forbid somebody who said they loved you don't want to put your dick in their mouth after you told them, yeah, I put this dick other places every now and then. And it's your fault because I'm in a relationship and I should be fucking other people. It's just like, oh God, I had to.
Yeah.
Just so much selfishness and just.
Right. No, I definitely.
I didn't want to fuck in high school, so I gotta fuck them now.
Yeah. It's
not
tough, man. It's tough because it's like it's also like after the fact, after when everything's said and done, it's not your job to it's your job to fix your shit. So any of it should be about like John, you cheated on her. Like that's the only part that you need, like that you can do anything about.
And even if you want to, better case scenarios, even if you want to take that away from it, because that's the other thing I'm starting to learn with these relationships and shadow and all this shit is like what was it in you? So say it was one-sided and she was doing all this shit to me and I was this perfect angel. What is it in you that made you sit through all that for all that time?
Yeah. Oh yeah, I mean that's the same thing as like why do I ignore several red and let it build up and become a fucking nut job?
I had somebody come to me recently about a friend that got physically abused and like I didn't mean to be this way because it came across as harsh, but another part of me was kind of glad that I got quicker with this. I was like, I feel bad for your friend, but if this ain't the first or second time, then they really need to evaluate. They shouldn't be hit. Shouldn't be hit. But if this is a thing that happens with your friend and your friend is close to our age, then like.
Well, I think if you're staying around for it, there's also a lot of like emotional, like there's a lot of stuff going on.
And yes, and it's easier to said than done if there's a power dynamic of this person like physically can't leave or something like that, especially kids.
And also these things where it's like, yeah, there's like financial entrapment and all kinds of things that can happen, but also if you grew up with these things.
That's love.
Infidelity and abuse and everything else. When you're in those situations, it's bad, but it's familiar and it's,
dude.
But I think part of learning that too is like when you you get these triggers where your nervous system is like, I got to do something to ruin this situation. And
when we moved to the suburbs, dude, we stayed out in a nice area in Portage County, which will remain nameless, but upper middle class neighborhood. So like these were like people with some money. I used to call these my Fresh Prince of Bel-Air years. This is my last my late teens getting into my 20s, and I remember late teens. I had this girlfriend. She stayed in East Cleveland. And then I had my friends who stayed in my old neighborhood on 89th. And then I had my aunt who stayed on the West 25th projects. And I would hop between these three neighborhoods because even though I had this nice place to live with my parents, I'm pretty much damn near grown. So it's like that sweet spot, best of both worlds. You got the body and whatever of an adult damn near, but you're still a kid. So you don't really have any responsibility. You know what I mean? But I would just keep wanting to be in the hood because it was so boring being in Portage County. There's nothing to do and it's fucking quiet and I would just want to be in the hood because I miss my friends. I miss all this, and it took a few things like I got robbed, almost got killed, which I had almost got killed a million times. But I'm an adult now, and I'm not getting in trouble. I'm not like because it was different when we were kids and we were just out in the streets doing shit. But once that happened, that let me know. I was like, maybe you should. Why are you running away from this nice, quiet place that you have to keep doing this? And I realized I was doing that in relationships. It's like there's a quietness, there's a peace here, but there's a part of you that's used to your mind's used to the hood. You want this hood shit.
Yeah,
you know what I mean. And again, this ain't disparaging the inner city or nothing like that,
dude. In the last,
but it was what I was used to, even though there was so much dysfunction here and this nice upper class. And I'm not saying upper class neighborhoods is nice, but the quietness of this was just deafening.
Yeah,
and again, there was a lot of sitting with myself over here. There's a lot of
regulating your nervous system because it is used to the dysfunction. I can't tell. Like, there were several people that I like hooked up with or like was talking to over the last few years where it didn't go anywhere. And when I was thinking about this week too, of like, they're all the most stable people that I've met, and I wasn't like drawn into it. Just didn't. There was nothing they didn't need any kind of help or anything.
You walked into a clean restaurant. You're like, I like a dirty place.
Where are the roaches?
I like a nice hole in the wall that sells ribs and chicken wings.
This silverware is too clean.
They said it'll be a half hour, but it takes an hour and a half, and there's a shooting outside.
Yeah, give me something with mono on it.
Oh no. We're wrapping. Are we close?
Yeah, we're
way over.
over time.
All right. All right. Well, this was a lot. We had some laughs, but we kind of hit some shit on this.
Yeah, I think each episode's gotten more. I feel like as I've gotten away from my most recent thing, like I'm able to talk about it more as a cycle and
Your
not
most
the
recent
one
best
thing.
stuff emotionally.
Yeah, I feel like I hope no one feels targeted.
Yeah. Well, the same. That's why I
It's
try
really
not to,
a
yeah. Much
like
the
I
sex
said,
thing, it's
90% of this could be several people. So it's not meant to shit on any of them. It's facts about me.
Well, I've said this
But
once. I'll say it again. Quote that I heard years ago. It's stuck with me. The amount of change that you experience in your life is in direct proportion to the amount of truth that you're willing to accept about yourself.
yeah,
If you can just get the ball rolling from there.
yep.
So it's so big. So yeah, I'm doing a Chicago run this weekend. Hopefully that goes
Well, this will
well.
be out Monday.
And so by the time this comes out, it'll be
You'll be back.
yeah. Or Ed McMahon would gave me a fat check like, ha ha ha, he's the funniest guy in the Midwest, and he's got a blah blah blah. So look for me. I'm out here. I don't have anything immediately coming up, but Crowbar every third Thursdays. The last one was very successful. So yeah, thank you for everybody who came up.
Check out rblcleveland.com, roastbattlecleveland.com. They both go to the same place. And follow us on Instagram at NSFW Mental Health Pod, Chris E. Paw, and John Armstrong Comedy. And subscribe down there. Do it.
Like, share, subscribe, and listen to it. We're doing some shit, and thank you for the positive feedback I've been hearing. We've had a couple comics tap us on the shoulder and say they wanted to do something with us. We haven't discussed that too much, but I think we're both of the same mind, open to it. But let's lay the foundation of what we're doing. So
Yeah.
But yeah.
Yeah, I think in a few more episodes, we might even do some like guest ones as like separate from the actual like.
Yeah.
We'll just do this for Mondays and throw out a guest show.
Well, maybe
every...
we can incorporate two questions as we start getting the audience. If you guys got questions or something, if you all can dictate that. If you want to throw something in the comments or something like that.
Yeah, let us know if you want to talk about anything.
Even if it's on a clip like that we put on Instagram.
Yeah. I'll put this clip on there.
Yeah, there you go. Look at that.
Send us questions. We're not experts. We're just
every other question. Why are you guys just learning this?
Yeah. Look, man, this is the brutal honesty with ourselves zone.
Watching somebody learn to do over, under, and through the loop.
We are learning very basic things. I will say this. Another reason to be embarrassed. Like, I've done all I've punched holes in drywall. I've done all the real douchebag male stuff, and I'm exhausted with it, and the whole like just patterns and all of the shit. And I mean that was in my 20s, but
I may
I don't know.
not have cried in the presence of a woman and said, I don't want to be like this anymore.
This is a whole other podcast. It's a whole other episode. Yeah, so I guess what I'm saying is, like, if you're looking for answers, we can talk about it, but we've learned from doing. So yeah. See you next week.
Thanks, guys. I got Tarantino.